You've missed your aircraft, Miss Palmer.
Missed it? Well, why didn't you keep it waiting?
We did, for 15 minutes.
But I must get to the mainland. I have to be in New York in the morning.
There's nothing, Miss Palmer.
Nothing?
Only a charter flight at 45.
You'll have to lay on an aircraft.
We haven't one.
Who's chartering the 45?
Gentleman over there, Mr. Drake.
Your aircraft is ready to leave now, sir.
Thank you.
Will you come this way?
After you, gentlemen.
We weren't kept waiting a minute, Mr. Wilson.
Excellent service, Mr. Jones.
Mr. Drake? I'm Bobby Palmer.
Oh? Well, good morning, Miss Palmer.
I have to get to the mainland, Mr. Drake. It's most urgent. There isn't another flight today. Could you possibly...
In normal circumstances, I'd be delighted. Unfortunately, in this case, it's impossible.
Impossible? But you have plenty of room.
Sorry, Miss Palmer. If you'd excuse me, please.
Mr. Drake, I don't think you quite understand. I'm Bobby Palmer, Thomas Palmer's daughter. My father is president of this airline.
Well, that must be very nice for him. And for you, Miss Palmer. Good morning.
Miss Jean.
Can I help you, Mr. Drake?
What is this, Miss Palmer?
I'm afraid you can't make the trip without a stewardess, Mr. Drake.
Now, look.
Sit down, Mr. Drake.
Unfasten your seatbelt.
You sure you can manage, Mr. Drake?
Oh, yes, I can manage. Thank you very much, Miss Palmer.
Good. Are you gentlemen all right?
Yes, thank you.
Every government has its Secret Service branch. America, it's CIA. France, Deuxième Bureau. England, MI5. A messy job? Well, that's when they usually call on me or someone like me. Oh, yes. My name is Drake. John Drake.
Unfasten your seatbelts now, gentlemen.
And you can smoke now if you wish.
Can I do anything to make you two gentlemen comfortable?
They look deceptively innocent, but I should warn you that they're two very dangerous men.
Oh, come now, Drake. You exaggerate the situation. We're not contagious, you know.
My name's Wilson, and this is Mr. Cassius Jones.
He certainly wouldn't do anything to harm anyone as lovely as you are, Miss Palmer. I've read a great deal about you, you know, my dear. Often commented on your beauty, your joie de vivre. Isn't that so, Mr. Wilson?
Oh, indeed you have, Mr. Jones.
Will you have a cigarette?
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Beauty and riches. A rare combination. The one complements the other. Don't you think so, Mr. Wilson?
Oh, I do, indeed, Mr. Jones.
Oh, excuse me a minute.
To cable the mainland?
Yes, Mr. Drake. There's a plane waiting at Montreal and a car at Idlewild.
Good.
Another charter plane. And a car. Swift and in style.
It's almost a pleasure to be a guest of the American government.
The pilot would like to have a word with you, Mr. Drake.
Right, thank you.
Summoned to the flight deck, eh?
We're in safe hands.
Unfortunately.
I think I'll steal 40 winks.
How lucky you are. This active mind of mine. You wouldn't have any reading matter aboard?
I expect so. I'll go and have a look.
So you want us to transfer you straight to the other aircraft in Montreal without going through customs?
That's right.
Okay, I'll signal ahead and get customs to come out and meet us.
Fine, thanks very much.
By the way, am I permitted to ask who your friends are?
Oh, yes, they're a couple of professional assassins. I've been after them a long time.
How cozy.
Here you are, Mr. Jones. Take your pick.
Thank you. Oh, rare feast. Travel, sport, politics. There's an article in here about Prince Pasquale. Charming man. We met him last year, shortly before his brother was assassinated. Tragic affair. You don't happen to have any coffee on board?
I dare say we can manage that.
Thank you.
Now turn the back. Crash lander on the beach. We should be putting down around 15:20. Miss Palmer, would it be too much to ask the boss's daughter for some coffee?
Worse, at least we're still alive.
Yes, my pilot isn't. Or my security officer. I saw Jones and Wilson drifting off to the west.
Do you think they'll make the island?
Oh, no. I'll hide this in case they do. So you haven't got the gun?
That will be far enough.
Now, Mr. Wilson, there's no need to be so aggressive. Mr. Drake wasn't threatening you. You see, Mr. Drake, you frightened him. When now Mr. Wilson's frightened, he's a dangerous man. We must reassure him. Let's settle our quarrel. Let's call it truce.
You're not taking us anywhere now. There's no way you can take us.
From the appearance of this island, there's no one living here at all.
So you see, Mr. Drake, you'll have no allies. It's man to man now.
2 men to 1.
All right, Mr. Jones. I'll make a deal with you. We'll have a truce for the time being. You stay on your side of the island, and we'll stay on ours.
Now, Mr. Drake, that's a deplorable attitude. Somehow we have to find food and water. Our problem is survival. We must all pull together. We have one common enemy now, Mother Nature herself.
And we'll fight her independently.
Now, Mr. Drake, we must pool our resources. I think of the danger to Miss Palmer.
That's exactly what I am thinking of. Come along, Miss Palmer.
Stop! You'll do what Mr. Jones tells you.
Really, Mr. Wilson? You're no sooner away from civilization than you're behaving like a savage. Come, Mr. Wilson. We won't inflict ourselves on them if they don't want us. A desert island. How often I've dreamt about this as a boy.